It is about that time. It is.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Marc.
And this is Smokey, Steve, and Marc.
Oh, yes, it is.
Welcome or welcome back.
Yes, hello.
Happy Thursday. Week's almost over.
Yes, week's almost over. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Thursday has other special meanings too.
Yes.
You'll have to excuse me. I can't find my hat, so I'm gonna rock my dry blonde hair today too.
Well, good. Your hair isn't dry though. It's very nice.
No, I've been using CBD oil actually in it.
I like it when it gets a little bit of roots. I like it.
Yes,
You gonna let it grow?
I don't know.
No.
I'm at a fork in the road. We'll see. So, as everyone knows, today is Thursday, where we follow Life After Caretaking. We have a special guest today, and actually Marc's going to be joining us for the whole video. On some other videos, he would kind of come and say his piece and duck out, and I would try to do damage control.
Yeah,
but
if I had gloves on, I'd take them off.
Yeah. So, Marc had a few thoughts, so we're going to just kind of go back and forth and, you know, follow along with what Cynthia did this week. There was a few highlights in my mind that popped out, more than others. You know, I wasn't as thrown by the Real Housewives of New York recap, and nobody else was. It was 500 views. So, do you want to just dive in?
Yeah, I guess we can. I just wanted to preface everything by saying, yeah, this is your little thing, you know, and
what's our thing,
thank
really?
you for having me.
Yeah. You're more than
but,
welcome.
you know, I've often, you know, for those of you who may not know me, you know, I find myself perplexed with this whole situation because, in general, I'm a pretty friendly guy, and I tend to like most people. I just do. I usually try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I try to, I don't know, look for the good, no matter who they are or what they are, on YouTube, not on YouTube, you know. And I find myself just increasingly, it's just becoming increasingly harder to do this on Thursdays, you know.
Yeah.
And, like, so, you know, the whole, I keep saying we, but it's you, but I don't know, you know what I mean? But the purpose of these, you know, we have a lot of content on our channel, and we do 2 days a week where we do reviews or reactions, if you want to call them, and we try to do it, you know, in a way that's kind of even-handed, you know? Like I said, we try to look for the good, we try to, you know, root for the underdog, and, but, like I said, it's becoming increasingly difficult to do that with she whose name ought not be spoken.
Yeah, Chantal was a walk in the park.
She is, compared
She's a
to
dreamboat. I'd love to share a canoe.
Definitely. I mean, I don't know. So, for myself for today, I didn't do any, like, research or anything like that. I just jotted down just a few points that I wanted to make sure I didn't forget. That was all, you know.
Yeah.
And I also have a couple messages from our viewers who send us emails or DMs or whatever, if it pertains to this segment.
Yeah, folks aren't shy with sharing with us their thoughts.
And so I thought I would
good,
share
bad, or indifferent.
some of those with you all as well. I handle the emails and Facebook and things like that, you know. So I thought that I would do that too later. But yeah, why don't we just? And then, you know, I also don't want to be negative or a bully or anything like that. You know that, you know, I that's not me. It's not me at all. Well, and none of this is intended to be mean or bully-like at all. Not at all.
I think part of it being positive is pointing out and calling out negativity.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
For where it is.
I'm glad you said that. I agree with that. Yeah.
Like, this kind of behavior is not okay.
No.
It should not pass for okay.
Not, no.
It should not be condoned as okay.
No.
By anybody's moral compass.
No.
This is not acceptable. But
and especially with Big C, I find myself, like, recently trying to make excuses for her. Like, maybe she didn't realize what she said. Maybe she's not educated enough. Maybe she doesn't know what really is going on. And then I'm like, you know what?
You sound like rest in peace, Tommy.
You know, I mean, for
probably
real,
did the
it
same
does.
thing.
This is a 50-year-old woman
Yeah.
who should be responsible, a productive member of society, and should not be yapping on about things that she knows nothing about.
Well, responsibility is an interesting piece, because when we come into what's going into Cynthia's life in the last few months, which is get me groceries, get me here to there, nobody offered, nobody, like, who's responsible for Cynthia's life?
Right. And more importantly,
we're supposed to drive her places, buy her food, get her from point A to point B, pat her on the ass so she doesn't feel bad about herself.
And kiss her ass.
Yeah. And if we disagree with her,
goodbye. Gone. Expendable. Replaceable.
I don't care if you send me gifts. If you're not nice to me, goodbye.
Bye.
Sorry.
Bitch.
Sorry, Deborah.
I mean, it is gotten out of hand, and I and it increasingly raises my blood pressure. And more importantly, on the responsible thing, what part of Cynthia's life is she responsible for?
Well, she bathes, I think. And she's got cats.
Very true.
She can use a microwave.
You're right.
But there's bigger things than just her lifestyle and that. There's other things that came up this week that I thought were bigger issues that she pointed to.
Yes.
Not so much the egg salad mukbang, or testing a meat masher on egg salad, which actually is the kind of video I'd probably watch of all of them. Okay, the honey yogurt mukbang little rant, and it had to do with schools being open, and teachers, and how certain people maybe shouldn't be paid if the schools aren't open.
Yeah.
Okay. Because she's not getting paid. Because she's something of a disgruntled employee, and that's why she was ranting. Schools have been closed. School buildings have been closed. School is still going on.
Yeah.
It's going on remotely. It's going on from home. There is still summer school. There are still special needs students who have to have more interaction going on. So school is still happening. Teachers don't work during the summer on school, but they can get paid over 12 months.
Yes.
Or over 9 months. So that's how they're...
Exactly my point about her not, yapping on things that she doesn't really know about. I mean, most teachers receive a salary, and it's split amongst 12 months, even for the months that they are not literally in the classroom.
Yeah.
And then you have an entire percentage of teachers that work summer school.
Yeah.
And that do you know what I'm saying? Like, she's thinking that teachers work, whatever, 8 months, 9 months, whatever they work.
Yeah.
And then they have an entire summer off to play and have fun and still collect money, and they didn't work for that money.
Cynthia has had every summer off for 50 years.
This is true.
So, yeah, her interpretation of that I thought was interesting, and it seemed to be much
Summer,
more...
winter, fall, spring.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because she seemed to be, like anything, it was a selfish problem that she blamed a system for. Yeah. I think there's something snafu'd up with Tommy's pension, entitlement benefits, her entitlements. She's entitled to something he worked for. Spouse... On the up and up, if she's married and he left it in her name, then she should be getting it.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's not happening at the speed she would like.
Right.
So that means the entire public school system everyone should go unpaid and live the way she lives. But they didn't make the choices she made. They made a choice to go on to higher education and get master's degrees. And make themselves employable. So they shouldn't really have to feel guilty for having jobs. They may have saved, lo and behold, and can muscle 3 or 4 months of work without working if they needed to, too. That's,
part of being responsible.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be, things can happen unexpectedly, but sometimes you can, sometimes, not always, you can plan ahead for the unexpected and have things like savings.
Yeah. But again, forever the victim.
I shouldn't get too many ideas, because now she'll open up like a Roth IRA with her PayPal so everyone can contribute to her retirement.
And it'll be in the description, folks.
Yeah, tip jar for Cynthia's future. So that was the thing pretty much on education. I thought, what a narrow view of things. What a self-centered view of things.
Yes,
this system isn't giving me what I need for myself right now, so F all of them.
Yeah, and, going after teachers who, are responsible for the education of our children.
And will be going back to work in biohazard gear if they go back at all.
I just don't get it.
And how many will be out on quarantine? But
it just did not sit well. I just did not. I don't know. Let's see. I have the comments queued up here, so I could just read them real quickly, but I don't know if anything,
This
you
is
know,
the
we
half that
already
doesn't fit.
talked about the teacher thing, but a comment that I wanted to mention, and this was from Friday. It was right after Thursday, you know, your video Friday, and you know, hi Mark and Steve, we'll get to the point of it. I can't believe that bitch had the nerve to say that if her fans decide to go rogue and buy her something that she didn't ask for, that she can't help it if she doesn't like it and doesn't expect or doesn't react in an excited manner. Talk about looking a gift horse in the mouth. I can't believe how effing this person was angry. Ungrateful she is. I remember she used to do that even with gifts that her mom would give her for Christmas. I always thought that she was very disrespectful and the B word. And in those Hello Fresh videos, I just can't anymore. This is a side note, but between the Hello Fresh bellowing and then completely screwing the recipe up, it's like watching an effing disaster. Almost like she's throwing this in our face, and why do we watch this anyway? Anyway, that's the point that I wanted to get across about, you know, the being ungrateful and selfish, and people see this.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to ungrateful a little further down the line, because there's quite a bit about that. Now, a couple videos after the teacher video, she posted one saying, "Wow, did I get heat for yesterday's video? Should I apologize for my opinion?" Now, the way that's titled and phrased, as far as I can see and from what I saw, that's not a haters gonna hate video. That's a people who liked me unsubscribed and came at me in droves because I did something real shitty, like make a personal problem into a bunch of problems for a bunch of other people and try to say, I'm not getting what I want, so screw everybody, which is childish.
Oh yeah. This childish stuff is out of control.
Just because we disagree doesn't mean, if anyone says anything disagreeing, they're blocked and removed from her channel. So if people disagree, they can unsubscribe. You're not owed subscribers. None of us are. None of us are drafted to YouTube, by the way, just so everyone's clear. When any of us have turmoil or hard times or having to fight comments or turn our comments off because we can't take it, none of us are drafted. We can all step away if we want to, or do fewer videos or change our content. It's not like, I have to go back to mukbangs. They're making me, you know. Somebody else, but you know what I mean.
Yes, and that's why I kind of mentioned that one comment too. You know, that somebody wrote about, because it just proves the point once again. Do I even need to say it again? All of her fans are expendable, and she has driven that point home so many times. How anybody could support someone who has that attitude about them is beyond me. I don't understand that as well.
Here's what I kind of think. The ones who are in her good graces right now feel extra special because she treats everyone like shit. So it's like, she hates everyone, but she likes me. That must mean I'm really special.
That could be.
That's your benchmark of special? Aim high. So then there was story time and French fries mukbang and nasty comments. Yeah. So you want to start with this one?
You know what? I'll start with this one because I do. There's something about. I just want to make sure I have the right one here. I think I had them in order. I should have wrote this down, but I don't know. Okay, is this the one where she's eating French fries? Oh no. Okay, I'll mention that later. Well, okay. This is more my thing. Okay, I believe this was the French fry video, right? Was it? I think this is, but. I got a comment about this, so I had to go and look at the video because I was like, what? And this is where she was the hero of her high school. And how this story unfolds and what a story it is Miss Cynthia stood up for a gay kid in the high school who was getting bullied. Now, she stood up for him by running to the counselor and ratting the bullier out. And that was her contribution to that situation. Now, let me just tell you, I had a similar experience in high school, too, where the same type of thing was done for me. She left that gay guy to deal with the aftermath of that. Okay? Because that is just going to make that bully even more angry, and he's going to take that out on that guy. Okay? And that is kind of what happened in my situation, right? I didn't even do it. It was someone else who stood up for me, but went behind my back and went straight to the principal about it, you know. So, you know, a more valor thing, like something that I would have a little more respect for, is if Cynthia inserted herself in between that conversation or befriended this person and gave him support or something like that. To do that backhanded kind of thing is, now, you know, hey, maybe her intentions were good, I don't know. But the point of this is that she went on and on patting herself on the back, you know, because of this deed that she did.
Yeah.
All the while stuffing her face with the French fries. That was the French fry video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm, you know, I don't know. I don't know. A person who does something for someone else and then has to go on and pat themselves on the back and show how great and what a hero she is. It means nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That, you know, that's again my opinion.
See, I would have expected more of Cynthia, and I don't go at her looks, because that's not really how I try to roll.
No, right.
The occasional shallow insult will fly out, but I try not to roll like that. But Cynthia is 6 foot plus. She probably was 300 pounds in high school. I know she had to lose a bunch of weight for her back surgery. Yeah. She could have probably knocked that guy the fuck.
Yeah.
You know? Then I'd be like, that's my ride or die.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, okay, Cynthia slugged a bully. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, but I just thought the story was going to end differently.
I thought it was going to end differently too.
But I'm not mad at her for not hitting a guy.
Let's praise her for doing this. Da 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 da. How about just doing it and know you did the right thing? And
so
you
it
know,
goes.
I don't know, but I don't know.
So there's a couple other get organized with me. Customs took my ramen. That's your cue, guys. Start sending ramen. Hunter and me trying to figure out Alexa. This is curious, and I'm gonna
curious,
and I'm gonna ask for help because somebody sent Alexa. Was it last year? Maybe, and it got lost with the other 7 pairs of scissors she found. She's got to acknowledge how crazy that looks to have that much shit lost in, you know. But at any rate, I mean, even she must know it's absurd. Trying to figure out how to use Alexa. So either she got a new one or she excavated this one from somewhere underneath.
That was a while ago.
It was a very long time ago. Because people would ask in a snotty way afterwards. Like, didn't someone give you an Alexa 3 months ago so that you could check the weather? Yeah. So, I guess.
And then they thought, oh, well, maybe she sold it. Maybe she did that. I remember that. And, interesting.
Yeah, there was thoughts that maybe she was making a little side money reselling her gifts.
Yeah. There was legitimate thoughts.
She wouldn't be the first.
No, she wouldn't.
There's people that resell crap out of beauty boxes. You know, it's not new. It's grimy if it's a gift, though. I mean, you want to buy something out of a beauty box and resell it. That's business. Yeah. You want to give me a gift and I resell it.
And I resell it.
Not even re-gift it. Resell it. Yeah. Okay, so then the next part. Responding to special comments. Now, this is where we discuss... Okay, so, as it's explained in this video, and again, we're all having a discussion, so if there's any misinformation Mark and I have,
no, absolutely,
fill it in below, because, you know, we don't want this to be a forum for misinformation.
No.
But from what I could gather from the video, during the time Tommy was sick, there were some coworkers who had put some money together, maybe another person or two, and had given it to Tommy. Now, Cynthia said she may have mentioned this. I don't ever remember Cynthia mentioning this.
I don't either. I did try to go back to, but it was too hard. I asked, I do have a comment about that, and I asked this person if they recall if this would, but I'll read that later. Go ahead.
So, I don't remember her mentioning it. If she did mention it and she can pull a screen grab, the only reason I don't remember is that because there are a lot of cockroaches, I would think one of them would have latched onto it and said, why are you talking shit about the people that sent money to your sick husband? You know. And so a person, apparently who worked for the school or said they did, came out of the woodwork and said, aren't you forgetting, after you're talking crap on all these people, they did something for you when your husband was sick? And Cynthia was like, yeah, they did. I think I mentioned it. Yeah, they did. It didn't go very far. It was only,
It was only a couple $100.
It was only a few $100, maybe $500.
I don't even remember.
Yeah. But, I mean, I thanked you in a video.
I mean, what more do you want?
Thanked you in a video. As though Cynthia Beaumont's channel is the Associated Press. But I think she thinks they're watching her videos because they're all nosy and they're all watching.
That could be.
So... she gave them another thank you, like a child.
Like a child.
And then proceeded to basically say thanks, but it was a while ago, so, and the money's already gone. So.
It's already gone, and I had to spend it on $100 Uber rides and spend it on money for
hospital sushi for mukbangs. So that's what everyone who collected money for it did. Transportation? Fine. The issue is, at the time, people were also, I think, sending in Uber gift cards.
They were, because she did show those.
Yeah. So you'll show, you know, it. Not even like, you know what, such a nice thing, we got money from Tommy's work, it's really helping us out, it's going to get us a few rides back and forth to the hospital, a couple meals, this and that, you know, but nothing.
Selfish.
Nothing. How many other gifts are not mentioned?
And that brings me to this comment,
It doesn't fit the narrative of poor, pitiful me.
It does not. It doesn't. Okay, this was about that, the video.
About this one.
Yeah, about this video, the same one. I can see this bitch. Okay.
Use B word, please.
I'm sorry. This B thinks that saying thank you, in a video is enough for the people in her real life. That's unbelievable that she expects them to watch her videos. The people in her real life. I just have no words. It is unreal to me that she just said nobody came to drive them to Tommy's appointments. No one had your number, you B. Oh God, I'm going to scream. That $500 they gave her didn't go very long, since they had to spend $100 every day for Ubers and her mukbangs at the hospital. Pardon me while I walk around the room for a minute. Never in my life have I seen someone so ungrateful. Not ever. It's unreal. I just can't believe that she thinks it's okay to say that stuff out loud. It's insane. She also said that the guys at Tommy's work took up a collection and brought her $500 while he was going through treatment. But she said that money didn't go very far because of, you know, $100 every day because they had to take Ubers and she had to eat lunch out because she was so busy taking care of her very sick husband constantly. She says it over and over again in the video and complains incessantly that no one called her and blah, blah, blah. When Marc, no one had her number. She made a point when her and Tommy got new phones to say no one, absolutely no one, was going to get their new numbers. And now she's pissed that people didn't call her. What the F?
Now, that does make a good point. If nobody can get in touch with you, how are they going to do any of that? And the whole point was, I remember the little girl conversation she had.
Yeah.
Oh, Tommy changed his number because someone he doesn't want to speak to ever again might call. I don't know. So, yeah. Again, what part of Cynthia's life is Cynthia responsible for? Apparently transportation, too. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take me here. Take me there.
Yeah.
I'll thank you in a video. It's just very, you know, I mean, it may not seem like it, but I've tried to be very even-handed and tried to see a sunnier side of this. But in the last 2 to 3 weeks, what I've seen is a person who's, Cynthia has always not been, she's not a Rhodes Scholar, all right? That's not new. I'm not a Rhodes, none of us, I'm not, you may be. And if you are, thanks for watching. But, I mean, that's whatever. But beyond being maybe uneducated or not, you know, being the most intelligent, that doesn't excuse or explain being ignorant, being self-centered, being greedy, being ignorant, treating everyone like they're replaceable, you know, telling people how they should react to your channel. Trying to dictate. You're not in a good spot. This is an opinion. A person's not in a good spot as a YouTube creator when they have to start telling their audience how they should react to their videos.
Right.
You've kind of lost the stream of how your channel's going when you have to say, no, you shouldn't have reacted like that to that video. Here's how you should have reacted. Yeah. Things aren't well, in YouTube land, I think, when that kind of is going on. And I think that's kind of the direction her channel's going. I also think that she realizes that when there's nothing else going on, talk about race, you know, throw something controversial out there, or apparently show your true colors.
Well,
just
yes, true colors is really what you probably know my history with Cynthia. We were friends at first. This goes back almost 2 years now, and I was one of the fans who would send her things in the mail. We both did.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun watching her open it in a video, and y'all know what happened with that. And we were blocked and shunned and everything from the world of Cynthia.
I cried in a lot of cold showers.
Yes, I did too. But I think that all of this is her true colors are coming out. Okay?
Which is unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
I'd love to think it was an act for you two, but I think this is just how she really is.
In the $500 video, that whole thing, and her moving her head side to side and you bitch, that's what I call.
I'm not fooled by
How
her.
childish. Like, she's so streetwise. Okay, come on.
She's afraid to talk to strangers when they come out.
I know.
She's
that, again, shows how immature and childlike that she is whenever she comes at you right in the camera and bobs her head around. And, it's a shame.
It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. It is, because I think this could have went a whole another different direction. Even willing to give her a chance after the passing of her husband, thinking, you know what, maybe this would be a good time for her to get her life together and shine and come out and be, instead it went reverse. And victim mentality, entitled, selfish, ignorant, and it is. There's no other word. It's unfortunate.
Well, she's a disgruntled employee.
She's
not getting what she worked for. Wait.
Yeah, wait. Did she work?
No.
I don't know.
Not
I
yet.
don't think so.
I wondered the other day. I had this hypothetical. I was like, what if she found out Macy's was hiring for, like, work-from-home positions, and it was a 50% discount on all merchandise?
Wow, maybe she should look into that.
You think she'd start working?
I don't know.
It would be a great opportunity for her.
Yes, it would.
But she doesn't like talking on the phone.
It would.
Oh, well. So at any rate, I don't know. My closing thoughts? My closing thoughts on all this? I don't know. I'm going to give this much of a benefit of the doubt, in that it's only really been, and I have to keep it in context because the world's gone so effed up recently.
Yes.
In the middle of all that, her husband only died 3 months ago.
Yes.
And people grieve differently. This kind of grieving is fucking disgusting.
It is.
It's disgusting to watch. It's despicable that it's on the internet.
Yes.
But it's a forum for us. It's a forum for her.
Yeah.
It's certainly allowed to be out there. It's what it is. I would like to think a year from now her channel will look different. That she'll act different. I'm not optimistic that'll happen.
I'm not optimistic either.
But that she'll at least find another direction for her channel to where this kind of content isn't the most popular kind of content. That she'll find something else that gets her more views that she can steer her channel to that doesn't involve her talking about people in a very unkind way and being so self-righteous and so self-centered and so ignorant on camera. I wish her cat videos would take off. Give her 20,000 views on all of her cat videos. She'll do nothing but them going forward, and then everyone's happy, including Cynthia. But I don't see it. I see muffins.
I'm so happy that I'm not a cat under her care. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry.
You mean the cats that checks the lunch meat out the window?
Either one. either group of kitties.
I think that's where all the lunch meat goes.
It must.
She can't be eating that many sandwiches. It's got to go out the window.
Or
no, don't even. I really don't think she can. Not with all
I don't know.
Not with all those Omaha steaks.
I heard those are gone, though.
No way.
I don't know. You never know.
No.
You never know.
She would have filmed herself cooking one.
Right.
At least as a, like a...
So, I don't know. Closing thoughts from me. I don't know. Speechless. Speechless is one of them, definitely.
Yeah.
I've come pretty... I don't know. I have described her as toxic before, and I'm saying, like, how I react to her. my temperature rises, my blood pressure goes up, I get all like, oh my God, I just hear the voice, and I think it's because of all of this. I think it's because of her true color shining through. And I really hope, like you said, that there's a reason for this, and that perhaps she is still grieving in this way. Perhaps she's really unsettled with all the turmoil that's going on in the world right now. But there are millions and millions of other people who are not acting this way.
Yeah.
And again, she is a 50-year-old adult woman who has lived her life. We expect more.
It's not
from anybody.
I'd say it's not unreasonable to expect.
No,
more.
it's not. You know, going on, you know, the racism, the whole teacher thing, this, you know, oh, I have no money. Oh, yeah, but I got $500. Like,
but it wasn't that much, and I spent it already.
I spent it all, and ungrateful, the spam thing. Oh, this
and sure, they
the
gave me money, but they didn't send me a sympathy card.
But they didn't send me.
Well, they didn't like you.
And over and over again. What she's not getting is people liked Tommy.
Yeah,
people really liked Tommy.
That's why
I like.
That's why he got get well cards.
Absolutely, sympathy cards are not for the dead; they're for the living. And if they don't care for a person who acts like they act, like she acts,
yeah,
why would they send a card? Why?
Yeah.
You know, she's not getting that she is the root of all of this.
Like, I'm not even going to waste my breath on one of those therapeutic questions like, Cynthia, what part of this is yours? What part of all these interactions? What's the common denominator between all these horrible, this person was mean to me on the phone, this person was rotten, this person was this? Are there that many rotten people in the world? Or is it, you know... Because if it is, you can work on that. You can't change other people, but if you're a rotten-ass person, you can at least do a little work on yourself, and life will be easier. Yes. When you're nice to people, usually, not always, but often, they won't treat you like shit.
Absolutely.
If they're treating you like shit, it's because you're treating them like shit.
Yeah.
This isn't a big life mystery.
Yeah. Yeah, and these...
And I don't care how poor you are, you can still be nice to people.
Right, right. And this reaching for content, the crapping out of video after video after video after video, commercial after commercial after commercial after commercial.
Oh,
I'm still very poor, I'm still poor, I'm still poor, I'm still poor. It's just a little bit too much to handle.
With the 18 ads of... I mean...
I've gotten...
At least she's got no shame in her game. I mean, people...
I've gotten a lot of...
She's not the only person to do
about that, too. I think they feel that... they feel that they're being taken advantage of on the commercial side of things, too. And I didn't quite understand what they meant until I saw how many were put... I get it now. I get what they're saying.
Every 3 minutes, it seems like
there was a lot. But, you know, she has to pay the rent, folks.
She did. And you know what? There are certain things that are uniquely Cynthia, and there's certain things that are just grimy way of running a channel.
Yeah.
Like throwing out inflammatory content to get views. She didn't invent that.
She didn't invent it.
It's not a good thing to do, I think. I think it's not a very creative thing to do.
Right.
But...
especially when you cannot back it up. You can't back, you know, a person who has a very, very strong opinion on something or whatever, if they can back it up with solid education and facts, you would have a little more respect for where they're coming from. As opposed, whether you agree with them or not, as opposed to someone who just spews out hatred and negativity and can't even... This is why, because she can't say that. Because she doesn't know.
Yeah.
And she has no desire to know. She has no desire to better her life. She has no desire to educate her stuff on things. How about picking up a book and learning about the origins of slavery? How about picking up a book and learning how the whole teacher system works and how and what our teachers do for our children and how much risk they're taking if they go back into the schools today.
And what they've been doing for the past few months, like turning all their lesson plans digital in 3 days.
Like
so that they can all of a sudden teach from home.
Right. I mean, someone had to do that.
With no extra money and no extra resources.
Teachers did that. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just rambling on. I know that was supposed to be a closing thought.
I think just the biggest lesson, and it's a lesson for all of us, but Cynthia is a glaring example, I think, of someone who doesn't think beyond ourselves. think about the people around us and think about the effect we have on the people around us. I guess this is my closing thought.
Okay.
You know, we all have, this is my philosophical, I didn't write this, but it sounds cool. We all kind of have an impact on the world, whether we want to or not. People are like, I'm not trying to save the world. We all change the world in one way or another. We have a choice about the kind of impact that we have.
Yes.
So we can have a good impact or we can have a bad impact. Cynthia's showing an example of just how bad of an impact you can have. And especially if you have a platform, my God, you can spread it far and wide.
Yeah.
So it's a awareness raising to all of us to think about what we're putting out into the world.
Yeah.
And what are we getting back? She doesn't seem to be getting a lot of payback for what she's putting out. She seems to be getting exactly what she deserves.
Yeah.
Which is nothing.
It is nothing. And
when you're rude to a dozen people and a dozen people don't call when your husband dies,
I mean, that should be pretty obvious.
You don't get to participate in social norms when you treat society like crap.
Right.
You know, so.
Right.
Okay, that's my final thought, I swear.
And that is our final thought.
That's my final thought.
Wasn't that in someone's sitcom or something, or a talk show?
Yeah.
That's the final thought. I don't remember.
I don't either. Shall we wrap it up?
You shall.
Well, that was my high note. That was as big of a bow as I could put on this pile of shit. So we're going to end it right there. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the like button and bell on your way out so you can get the alerts. You can follow Marc and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc, on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc, on Twitter at SmokeySteveA.
On the Twitter.
I know, Twitter. I'm so scared of Twitter. You can follow our email address and contact info is all listed below. Thank you again, and we will catch up with you all tomorrow.
Yes, we will. It was great spending time with you. I hope you enjoyed our little video. It was great being with you all today.
Yes, we had a guest. It was great. I don't know if you'll always be able to be here, but it was nice to have you today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Remember, everybody, please stay safe, stay well, but above all else, stay positive, okay? And I guess we'll see you next time. Ciao!